here on the Weekly Coaches Show with head coach Mickey Dean of the JMU softball team. Coach, your team keeps to its winning ways. A doubleheader sweep down at UNC, and then you follow that up with 3 wins against the College of Charleston. Just talk about what you saw out of your team and what you liked in the 5 wins.
Well, I just like the way we're battling. We're battling in the circle, we're battling defensively, and we're battling with our at-bats. We're not perfect, but if we keep battling the way we are, we'll be fine. We're getting some really timely hits towards the end of the games, and I just like the way we're handling ourselves. We're not holding on to stuff, and so yeah.
In recent games, your team has had to battle back some, and I believe in 3 of the 5 games last week, your team found themselves down. And then about that 4th inning, something just clicks. What do you think changes with your team, or what do you think it is that allows your team to see that kind of late game success?
Well, I think we're just doing a good job making adjustments, hitting, and we're, like I said, we're not holding on to our previous at bat, and it's nice to see a young team kind of not just grow through a season, but grow from inning to inning in a ball game. And I think that's one of the things we're doing a good job of.
Talk about your pitching staff. They continue to play really well in the circle. And then to complement them, you had some really good defensive plays out there this past week.
Yeah, I mean, when you win ball games, it's a combination of things. You have to have the hitting, you have to have the good defense, and you have to have good pitching, timely pitching. We've had some key strikeouts when we've needed them. And both JJ and Megan have done a nice job, especially over the last 2 weeks, of coming in, if they've had to, behind each other and shutting down anything that the other team has starting to produce offensively. So they've done a real nice job of that.
Talk about now we're about at the halfway point of the season, probably more than halfway through the season, especially with your underclassmen. I mean, just talk about how they've improved from what you saw back in mid-February to where you see some of your freshmen at right now.
One of the biggest things that I've seen has been our communication defensively. Our communication's a whole lot better, and trust. We're starting to trust each other to be in the spots we're supposed to be in. We're not having to look up before we make a throw to make sure our teammate is where they're supposed to be. I think that's some of the things a young team goes through early in the season. You have to develop that communication, develop that trust to where you're comfortable with it. And I think that's what you're seeing.
This week, we head up to Hofstra, a rival of JMU's for a long time. This is a pretty big series for both squads, as both teams come in 6-0 in league play. But all kidding aside, I mean, this is the Hofstra series, like you said on Sunday. Talk about preparing your team, for facing the other team that's trying to fight for a regular season title.
Well, I think the key is we focus on us, like we've been doing the entire time, and we do what we do. We don't change the game of softball based upon who our opponent is going to be. We still play the game the way it's supposed to be played. Hofstra has a great tradition. They're going to be a strong opponent, but that's going to be any year that you play Hofstra in softball. But still, the games count as one game. They don't count as 10 games or 20 games. They count as one game, and we just have to go pitch by pitch. Like I said, it's still the game of softball. It's a great opponent. It's great for the fans. The fans love the series, and we enjoy the series because we know it's going to be a battle.